Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Robert Barr, and I'm pleased that you're joining me for this streaming Shabbat service. This is a chance for us to pause, to catch our breath, to think about where we've been and where we're going, and particularly on this day when New Year's is just a day away. It's a chance really for us to pause and to reflect. For the days flow into one another without interruption. Time races on. The Sabbath is our means to divert time, a stepping off point, pausing with friends and loved ones to observe, then rejoice in the wonder-filled coincidence of living. There can be a sense of pleasure in every given breath, blessed with taste to savor and warmth to give and to receive. Bestowed with gifts of sight and sound, we are obliged to cherish and revel in each smile and every musical note. The Sabbath also awakens us to the silence between notes. It speaks of contemplation, the quiet delight of literature, of unhurried walks, of rare conversation. The Sabbath can be our interlude, our ritual pause in this lively current, our signal to step more lightly, to appreciate more profoundly, to dive more deeply into the questions that life is asking. Again, I'm Rabbi Robert Barr of Congregation Beth Adam. That's our bricks and mortar congregation here in Greater Cincinnati, and our Jewish community, our online initiative, which we began over 13 years ago when people were saying, "You're crazy. Why go online? You can't do anything online. It's a waste of time." Well, we discovered that being online had great value. It allowed us to connect with people, and everybody learned that during the pandemic, the internet was an amazing tool. It allowed us to stay connected even as we were social distancing. And as we've sort of come out of this pandemic, we're beginning to come back in person here at Beth Adam in so many places. There's still value in it, and so we're continuing to use it. But it's a tool. It's a tool that we use to help connect. It isn't the purpose. Our purpose here at Congregation Beth Adam is to give voice to a strong, vital, bold Judaism. Not the Judaism that our ancestors created, but a Judaism that is reflective of who we are and what we believe. Our job isn't just to repeat the past. Our job is to create and invigorate anew. That's what we're doing here. Writing new liturgy, changing the way we do education with our children, exploring issues in our adult education, diving deeply into issues that others would say, no, you can't ask that question. Here at Congregation Beth Adam, no question is off limits. No issue is so sacred we can't address it. There are no sacred cows here. Everything is open for a conversation. So you're a part of it tonight. You can be a part of it as well if you want to join for adult education or any of our other programmings by looking at our calendar and seeing what's going on and getting a link. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You're here tonight with us for this service, and I'm delighted we can do that. You can chat with one another. That's one of the wonderful things about being online. You can time shift. Some of us are in different time zones, so you don't have to watch at 7 o'clock Eastern time when we post the service or stream the service. You can watch it when it's most convenient. And perhaps you can make friends across the boundaries of space or geography because you've become part of this community. I know the people at bethadam.org who are on that website watching, you're typically chatting with each other and you become friends. That's the power of the internet. I'm glad you're here. Be welcoming, be kind. This is a great opportunity for us to create community in a way our ancestors never, ever, ever could have conceived. So we're going to continue our service with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. The candles of Shabbat stand before us, waiting to meet the flame, longing to share their warmth, ready to shed their light. Like those who came before us, like all people, we find comfort in fear and flame, endless swirl of fascination, mystery, and awe. Like those who came before us, like all people, we are graced with the desire and the will to understand. So we continue our ancestors' search for answers, pushing away the darkness of ignorance. The flames they saw as magic and beyond comprehension became flames of knowledge and hope. But still, we look with wonder, inspired by their beauty and power. We embrace the flames of Shabbat. We embrace the light, our vessel of mystery and understanding. As we light our Shabbat candles, we celebrate our journey, our quest, and our moments of peace. May the light of our people shine. May the light of Shabbat cast its warmth in our homes. May these candles burn with respect for all who push beyond the bonds of ignorance, for all who seek justice, for all who build community. May these candles burn with memory of all who came before us. May we draw on the many ways our people have given voice to their ideas and values. And may we add our own insight to the glow. Baruch ha'or ba'olam, blessed is the light within the world. Baruch ha'or ba'adam, blessed is the light within each person. Baruch ha'or b'Shabbat, blessed is the light of the Sabbath. May I discover the ability to feel the pain of others, work for others, among others, and there come to feel a part of that to which I belong. May I discover the ability to be alone so that I can go out of doors each day among the flowers, the trees, among the birds and all that lives beneath the sky of stars and planets, and there come to feel a part of that to which I belong. May I discover the ability to sit in silence so that I may hear not the voices of others, but my own voice, the beat of my heart, the sound of my breath, the utterance of my soul, and here come to feel a part of that to which I belong. So in honor of the new year, I want to read an original midrash about time. As dawn began to break, the weary students returned to the house of study. Chilled from the walk from their homes to this place, the students warmed themselves by the fire. Not allowing themselves to linger too long, they began to gather at their table to continue what they had begun, but still had not finished. The conversation continued as if it had never ceased. But it says here, one resumed, in the first chapter of Genesis, verse 5, God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, a first day. I understand, said another, but it is not until verse 16 that it is written, God made the two great lights, the greater light to dominate the day, and the lesser light to dominate the night and the stars. And God set them the expanse of the sky to shine upon the earth, to dominate the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw that this was good, and there was evening, and there was morning, a fourth day. Yes, don't you see? Exclaimed another. Until the sun and the moon were created on the fourth day, all prior days were not really days at all. What are you suggesting? Put another. The text means exactly what it says. How could it, said another? For if a day is measured by the length of time it takes for the earth to rotate once in respect to the position of the sun, thus causing the light and darkness to arrive and depart, then to say that there is a day that existed prior to the sun and the moon's creation is totally absurd. How we measure what we know as a day depends upon the existence of the sun. Without the sun, there is no day. So here we see again that the text of the Torah is in error. Oh, you of little faith, sighed the verse. You think that the human mind can comprehend creation itself? Try as you may to apply your logical rules and mathematical skills the first days of creation, you cannot fathom what occurred. And further, said another, it is impossible that for God, a day can exist independent of the sun itself. For as the creator of all, he could have created day even before he created the sun. Why must you defend the indefensible? Asked another. To try and to suggest that a day is independent of the existence of the sun is to suggest that a day is not a function of nature, but a philosophic concept that begins in our minds and then is applied to nature. Don't you see? You have it all wrong, he continued. Some aspects of time are grounded in the natural world, and some are abstract concepts that we human beings have created. The day and the year exist in nature. They reflect the movement of our earth, its rotation about its axis, and circling about the sun. But the notion of a week or a decade, these are abstract. These are a function of our minds. We have created these arbitrary divisions in a feeble attempt to feel as if we have control over the ceaseless speed of time. Another jumped in, adding, even the best mechanical clocks that we have created are only our human attempts to quantify time. The human division of time into seconds, minutes, hours, and days can only approximate the true movement of the earth. That is why we must add an extra day and even months to the calendar on occasion to keep it aligned correctly with nature's time. If we do not adjust our human calendars to true movement of time over the course of several generations, our spring holidays will occur in the fall. And so we must work diligently to understand these cycles as we dive deeply into our understanding of the passage that we are studying. Why must you make the simple and the easy so difficult? One shouted. A day is a day because it's written so in the Bible. If God chooses to call it a day, then it is our responsibility to accept it without question. No, another said in exasperation. If everything in the Bible is meant to point to some hidden teaching, then the fact that the sun and the moon were not created until the fourth day is meant to teach us something. We are to learn from this that those first 3 days were not human days. They were not days as we typically understand them. Just as sometimes we use the term day to describe a 24-hour period of time, and at other times we use the term to describe only that period of light that occurs within 24 hours, so too can the term day have different meanings in the earliest passages of the Bible. What is the secret? We are to learn that those first days of creation were not human days, but days of creation, ages, eons, vast periods of time that could and should not be measured by our usual standards. Why is it that some of you can't accept that which our ancestors taught? Rather than accepting the tradition as it has been handed down, you must question and you must challenge. As the discussion continued, the light of the sun began to fade. It was harder and harder to see the text, and the chill of the evening air was beginning to creep inside. Realizing how late it had become, the students closed their books and left the house of study, only to return the next day to continue that discussion they still had not yet finished. Let the Sabbath be a time for believing in what could be and seeing with new eyes. In this serious world, let us take ourselves less seriously. In these harsh times, let us listen for a soothing word. While the world around us unfolds in an instant, let us judge each other a little more slowly. Let's let the Sabbath shine a light into a corner of ourselves where hope is renewed. Let us remember a reason to be joyful and a way to be gentle. Let the Sabbath be a time for opening up. Let us find strength in our dreams and trust in our strength. And then if you have some juice or wine, join with me. We celebrate the fruit of the vine and the bounty of nature as we lift the cup. For we are part of nature, which gave us birth and continues to sustain us. Even as we depend upon nature, so do we influence its course. The search for understanding, we've gained the knowledge to shape our world. Guided by the best of human wisdom, the compassion of our spirit, we accept the responsibility which rests upon us. May the taste of the wine upon our lips stir within us a reverence for nature and a respect for human endeavor. Blessed is the life within the world. Blessed is the life within us. And we say, L'chaim, to life. I want to wish you a happy and healthy new year, hoping that the year to come will be a better year than the year that is closing out, that COVID will continue to recede and our lives will return to normal. I want to wish you a healthy, and happy new year. If you want to learn more about Beth Adam or know about upcoming events, go to bethadam.org. That is the best place to find out what is happening at the congregation. And we end the service with the words we end our service with each week. May we know blessings those who are near. May we know blessings those who are far. May the Sabbath bring its goodness to everyone soon, wherever they are. May we know blessings to the day, and may we know blessings to the night. May health be for our children and for all people, soon, wherever they are. May we know blessings in our comings, and may we know blessings when we depart. May we live each day with peace and wisdom in each heart. Ken Yehi. Have a wonderful Shabbat and have a happy and healthy new year. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Robert Barr, and I'm pleased that you're joining me for this